This is a zombie, and these are Call of Duty zombies. Now, these ones right here are what I've created in Unreal Engine, and it's what I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do today. So let's get started. So let's create a brand new project. I'm going to use the same method that I did yesterday, where let's just type in AI underscore zombie underscore AI like this, and create blank project just like this. Alright, okay, so we are in the default blank map, and it's basically the exact same as it was yesterday. So we're going to follow the same process. File, new level, and we're going to go, for this one, we're just going to do empty level and create. Next, window, we're going to go to, which one was it? Environment, light mixer, and click, 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 like that. Now we have completely blank map with all of our lights, fog, and everything else in it. So I'm just going to click this, select all by holding shift and clicking, drag it all up so it's out of the way. Next, landscape, and we are just going to do nothing, and we're just going to click create. Wait. So now we have our simple little map. And in fact, actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to make it smaller, like this, 15 by 15. It really doesn't matter, but we kind of want some space to play around it. Just like this, 50-50, that'll do. Right, okay. Sweet. Now we have our map, and it's looking just like this. We can actually select, no, what I want to do, right click here, create new folder, lighting, click the first one, hold shift, click the last one, drag up into the lighting. Let's just keep it all organized for once, because usually it just gets completely out of hand. Sweet, let me just double check this is recording, and it is, so we are good to go. Let's now click file and save all. Let's give this map a name, zombie map. Wait, now we're going to press control and space. We're going to go to the content folder here, click add, and then feature or content pack like this. We're going to add the third person content pack. So this by adding to project, and this will give us VP third person character, which we can use for scale like this. And we're actually going to be using this character to play around it. Okay, good. So on world settings on the right hand side, we're going to click game mode override, change it to third person game. As you can see, now we can run around in a completely empty map. Sweet. Right, get rid of this guy here. And what should we do next? Okay, so let's go into our content folder, and we're going to right click, new folder. I'm going to call it AI. I'm just going to call it AI. Open that, and then right click, blueprint class. This blueprint class is going to be type character. And then we're going to go AI, no, wait, VP zombie. So enter to open this up. And we're just going to dock this, and now we have where we're going to put all stack meshes, animation blueprint, and also where we can write some code to make this do stuff. Okay. Now we don't actually have a zombie mesh, any zombie animations or anything like that. We're going to go here. We're going to go to Mixamo, and then you're just going to log in and do this. Right. Okay. Good. Not logged in. And now what do we want? We want character. So let's just type in zombie. Let's see if any zombie characters come up. Look, one that looks pretty sick. This could work. Something like this. I think this one. To new character. Just giving like a kind of a Nazi zombie vibe from Call of Duty World at War. Or the female. I think we're going to use her. Sweet. So we're going to do download this character. I download it in the T-pose. So click download. And I'm pretty sure it'll be a small file. Sweet. Next, we're going to go to animations. So click here. And you can see I've already typed in zombie, so we now have all these weird animations. So what we could do realistically, right, is when the zombie sees the player in the game, we could make it do this like that, right? Make it do some like kind of scream and some like animation, yeah. Then afterwards, we can make the zombie chase like maybe like this, like a bit slow, or we can make it do something like this. I would not want that coming after me. And then say we were to get too close to the zombie could then attack like this. Okay, right. So we're going to need two things, actually. I'm going to use a idle animation for the zombie, and we're going to move the character arm face out a little bit like this. Makes it arm a little bit. So let's do it like this, so like the zombie's ready to go. Okay. Click download without skin and 60 FPS. And it should be okay there. Right. Now we want the zombie walk. So let's have a look for the walk animation that we wanted. There's this one, and we're going to choose in place. And as before, you can change the arm base if you want, do whatever you want. You can actually make it a little bit slower if you wanted. I'm just going to do something like this. Sweet. Let's download that without skin, 60 FPS, download. So now we have skin and our mesh. We have an idle animation and we have a zombie running animation. So let's go back to Unreal. In our zombie folder, we are going to go into our downloads folder, and firstly, going to drag in the zombie mesh on its own. All right, there we go. Zombie mesh on its own. Don't worry about any of the errors. It'll be sweet. And if we go into here, we can actually choose that skeletal mesh. It'll be this zombie girl like this. Now in the location, -90, rotation -90, just like this. Sweet. Compile. So now if we go to zombie, we don't want to drag in any of these because these don't do anything. We now have our zombie. If we click play from here, you see we have a zombie. So let's give it some animations and let's make it do some stuff. Okay. So firstly, we want to save it all, and we are going to go to, let's create a new folder. Rename this atoms, and we'll actually do another one for the zombie assets. So all the zombie assets are going to go into this folder. All the anims are going to go in here. Right now we only have 2. Okay. So zombie idle and zombie running. Skeleton is going to be the zombie skeleton that we just imported a minute ago. Got sweet, import done, and then just save all in case anything crashes, and open this up. And now as you can see, we have idle animation here. And if you don't like it, you can change it however you want. You would just go and change the bones and other stuff with it, and you can just save it however you want. Not going to bother with that. But that's to fine tune it, and you can see here's the running animation, which is in place. So if we didn't do it in place, the zombie would be running like this, like every single time, and it would just reset over and over. We don't want that. We're going to use in place for this soil. Sweet. Now we can create animation blueprint. So let's right click in the open space, animation blueprint. We're going to use the zombie skeleton and click create. It's going to be ABP for animation blueprint, and let's do zombie. Let's mute these. Now in this animation blueprint, when we open it up, we're actually, whatever goes in here, so say we drag this zombie idle here, when we plug this in, when we click compile, it'll do whatever animation. It's going to output that here. All right, so click compile, and you'll see now that it does nothing here, and it's not doing anything here. And what is the reason for that? That is because in the BP zombie blueprint, we've not changed the animation blueprint. Now, if we wanted to use one singular animation, we could actually just do like this. It would always be doing that, but it'd be hard to add, well, you can't add movement as far as I know. So we're going to choose animation blueprint, and it's going to be ABP zombie, the one we just created. And now you can see that everything we do in here will show in this character blueprint. So let me just show you by adding the other one, this. Let's just drag zombie running into here, and when we click compile, it'll also do it here. If we play, see what I'm saying? Wait, actually, we need to loop this. A loop animation like that, and then if we click play, keep looping this animation. Right, hopefully that made sense, because I know like when you usually watch YouTube videos, they'll pretty much just tell you, get this, plug it in, go into it, plug it in, and all that. I'm trying to explain it in a way that people can actually understand it, because just like you watching this video, I also watch these videos, and I'm trying to learn new things all the time. So right, enough rambling, let's delete these, and we need to get a state machine. This, we're going to call it locomotion. So this is the way I know how to do it, right? So we can go and double click this now, and then out of entry, we're going to go to drag out, add state, and then it's going to be idle, because once this animation blueprint is fired, it's going to be like, right, we've entered the animation blueprint, and we've entered the main state. So the first state is going to be idle. And then the only other state we want really right now is running. Let's just do that. So we can go from idle to running, which we'll add the animation inside here, and make sure it's looping like that. And we can also go from there. We can also start with idle. We'll get an idle animation and also make this looping like that, right? So briefly, let's just go over it. Once the anim graph is fired, so we'll go straight into this locomotion. Then it'll go straight from the entry into the idle. That's why we're playing the idle animation and not the running animation. And it's asking us, this little thing here is saying like, what condition, like which condition makes us go from idle to running, and which condition makes us go from running back to idle. It's asking us a question in these two little transition rules. All right, we double click on this transition rule. When do we want the zombie start running, like to play the running animation? And the answer to that would be speed. So right now the zombie's speed is 0 because we're not moving. But imagine the zombie started moving in one direction. The speed would go from 0 to whatever. Well, we need to create that variable and tell it that once the zombie's speed goes from above 0, basically, we want to start running. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get these variables. So in the event graph of the APP zombie, we're going to try get pod owner. We're gonna get the velocity like this. Then we're gonna get vector draw like this, vector like that, and then we're gonna create a variable from this. So let's drag out of this, promote to variable, and 1 second, we'll rename this character speed like this. Now what we need to do is connect the event blueprint update animation to this. Okay. So now in this transition rule from before, so we're saying, right, we're idle now. We're at 0. When we go past 0, we want this to do running. So let's get this character speed. Oops, sorry. Go into the transition rule first, that would help. And then we'll get the character speed, and then we'll do drag out rate equals like this. So once we are greater than 0, we'll go into the running animation. And so say we're 0 here, and then we go to speed, for example, 1, it'll start doing this animation. If that made sense. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is copy like this by doing Control and C while highlighted, and do it like this, drag out, and then obviously this won't work because it would always stay running, right? So what we need to do is right click on this variable here, convert to less, like that. So if we are less than the walking speed, if we're less than 1, then we'll go back to idle. Right, okay, so here we are back in the level, and that was pretty simple. What we need to do now is go and create a nav mesh bounds volume and then add it to the level. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover this entire level in the nav mesh bounds, and I'll show you basically how that works. So if we just click this little icon here and just type in nav mesh bounds volume like this, and then let's just drag it down. We can make it, for now, we'll just make it about this big like that. Yep. Now if we press P, we can now visualize exactly where this will allow the zombie to walk. So anything in, say you had a corridor, for example, we could do this. This could be a corridor like that, all right? So the zombie can only walk through this corridor, but we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it how it is. So we will later on cover this entire map in this, and we'll add some obstacles as well. So the character has to, or the AI has to navigate around the obstacles, right? Okay. So let's go back into our EP zombie. I'm going to add pawn sensing like this, right? Now, you can see this looks a little bit complex, but honestly, it's really not that bad, okay? And I'll try and walk you through it as best as I can. So basically what we can do from this pawn sensing, the pawn can see here, it has like a sight radius and everything else, right? So right now, I'm just going to disable the hear noises, and we're going to get the vision, and I want it so that the AI has to actually see the character in their vision, just like this, I reckon. Let's just do 35 for now, right? So anywhere within 35 of the vision, we are going to be detecting enemy. Sweet. File and save on that. And see here, this is where you would add all the hear noise in C-pawn and whatever, yeah. So let's just click on C-pawn. So once the character enters this is when it'll fire this line of code. So let's create a variable here, and it's going to be type boolean, and can the player, like that. Then we're going to create a custom event. Just going to name it chase, like that. Okay. Now, once we go into this, now one sensor. There we go. Right. Once our player enters this green sphere, it will then fire this line of code, and it's asking us what you want us to do. So we are actually going to call this chase event once our player enters this pawn sensing area. Okay. So I'm just going to rename that like that. We're going to drag out while holding Alt on your keyboard, and that'll do a set. If you wanted to do the other one, you could hold Control, and that'll do that one. So we're going to set So once we're in the zone, can see player is now checked, right? Okay, then we want to chase. Sweet, so what does this chase event do? We actually want this to actually follow the player. So out of this, we're going to hold this little line here and press B for a branch, and then it's going to give us a true or a false, right? And this one we're going to do AI move to, like this. And there is a simple way we could do it. We could actually just make it just go to the actor every time, but I'm going to do it this way instead. This is going to be self, get reference self, like that. And then we need a condition. So what would the condition be? Well, the condition would be, can the pawn actually see the player? Can the AI see the player? Sorry, like that. And this target actor is obviously going to be us. So that would be get player character. Right, okay, so now we're going to give this a little test. Let's click play. And then once we get in range, we'll see if it does anything. And there we go. Because the speed is greater than 0, the animation is playing. Right, so right now we're in the idle state. And the zombie is just playing the idle animation that we set up earlier, which is here. So this animation blueprint. So right now, the speed would be 0 because the zombie is staying completely still, right? But now, once the AI zombie sees us, when we enter this volume here, it will then begin to chase us. So it'll be chasing the player character. And because it's chasing us, the AI is obviously moving. So once the AI is moving, then the speed will be greater than 0. In result, it's going to play this running animation. I really hope that makes sense. But yeah, I know it might be a lot to get your head around, but once you actually do it yourself, I think that it will be very, very self-explanatory. But yeah, all these little pieces are now starting to fall into play. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. Right. So let's click play. Oops. Go back to here and then click play. And we're in the zone, and then we can juke it and we can get behind it. And now it can't see us, right? Let's do this, and it's chasing us. Now, right, what do we need to do next? We actually need to change this because this zombie is way, way, way faster than me. So if I'm here, it's just going to catch me every single time, right? Now, let's go back to zombie. And then click here, like this. No, sorry, character movement. And then we're going to change the max warp speed to, let's actually see what third person character. I think it's 650. Let's type in warp speed and go to character movement. It's 500. So let's change this to, should we do 450? Like that. All right. Sweet. Now if we go click play, we can always outrun the zombie. Go in range, you can see the zombies chasing us. Right, sweet. Okay, so what will we need now? So when this zombie is getting close to us, just ran a little bit too far. Let's get in range. Let's just say we stood here. When the zombie gets to us, right, it just stops and doesn't do anything. And we want this zombie to chase, then attack, instead of just standing there doing nothing. So let's go back to mixer mode, drag this here, and we're going to go animations, zombie, like that. Might use this one. Yeah, we want the zombie to attack us like this. Yeah, sweet. So we're going to go without skin, 60 FPS, download. And once that's done, I'm going to go open that folder, X out of this, go back to Unreal, zombie, all content, AI, anims. Let's drag in our zombie attack. This skeleton, which skeleton? Well, it's obviously going to be the zombie one. Import, and now we have our zombie attack. Sweet. We want to play this every single time the zombie gets within range. Yes. So let's go here, back to our blueprints for the zombie. Right. And out of AI move to, we're going to get another branch. So on success, we want to press B. And obviously, we're going to do a condition, true and false. And then we're going to do a new condition, so a new variable called can do attack, question mark. Yeah, let's do that. And we need to add this attack again by holding Alt. Sorry, no, drag that into the condition. We're asking, we want to attack, and then setting it as well. Okay. Next, we're going to play anim montage. Then what we're going to do is go back to the ABP of the zombie, and right here where we do our locomotion, we're going to add a default slot like this. Then we need to go back to the BP zombie, open this folder, and this is an animation sequence. We need to actually make this into a animation montage. So let's create anim montage, and it's going to be a animation montage underscore zombie like this. Same thing, but it's just, yeah, that. All right, now we can actually select this like this, compile. And the reason we're doing this is just so it doesn't like leap over. All right. Now, as well, what we need to do is set the can attack. So obviously, when we get close to the player, we want it to play this animation montage, but we only want to do it if we can attack. So once we're playing this, because this will all fire at the same time, is what we're trying to say. We want to set attack or can attack to, it's actually can attack. We want to set this to false because we don't want to be doing this over and over and over again, right? So actually, after chase, we're going to get the can attack and hold Alt to set it like this, like this, like this in here. Let's Q to align, and we're going to select yes. So we can attack right now. So we can attack when we're chasing, and then once we actually get there, it'll fire this line of code and it'll set attack to false because we're already doing it. Yeah, sweet. So right here is we need to add some sort of delay. And obviously this animation here, if we just highlight it, let's see how long it is. Sequence length is 2.6. I'm not sure if that's correct. But yeah, it doesn't really matter anyway, because whatever animation you put in here, we're going to match it to that time. So let's drag out. I'm going to go delay this, line these up. And then the return value of this is going to be return value of this. It's going to be the duration. Sweet. So no matter what animation you put into here, it's always going to be that length of the animation. Yeah. So let's click play. And let's actually add a player start into the map. So right click anywhere in the map where you want to start, place actor, player start, like that. And now we'll always start from this point. Let's see. And then the zombie attacks, right? So we're actually getting attacked by the zombie now. And then obviously afterwards, we need to set the can attack again, because once we've already attacked, after the duration of the animation is over, we want to be able to attack again. Okay, so now we have our code and it seems to be working fine, but we're going to just iron out a couple of bugs that we could have with this AI, right? So let's firstly drag out a false here. In fact, let's just do this. So can see player, drag that down just like that. And then also what we're going to do is, where is it? Out of tick here, we're going to get a branch like that. The condition is going to be can see player. So can see player, drag that into there just like that. And then we need to stop the movement. So if we can not see the player, we need to get the movement component actually. This and stop. How do we do it? Stop movement. Stop movement immediately. Just do that. Plug that into the false value here. Let's click play and see what happens. Nice. Move a little bit more. And it can attack us. And one more thing that we can actually do is just play around with this acceptance radius. So let's change it to 0. See what happens. Nothing. And then let's do 500 and see what happens. So as you can see, now we must be 500 units away. And basically what we've just told it is that when we hit 500 units away, we want it to attack. So I'm just going to change this to like 5. That'll be good. We want it to actually like try and lunge a little bit close, and then boom. It's not attacking us from like miles away. It's only doing it when we're close. Now, a couple more things. I actually want to show you the nav mesh bounds and how we can actually change this up a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting. Then what we're going to do, we're going to actually drag it into the map that we created yesterday. So let's just get a basic cube. Drag this down like this, do something like that. And as you can see, you can see that the nav mesh is actually not able to do anything. So we could realistically, if we wanted to, we could jump over this, but the zombie will not be able to. Right now, see if my nav mesh get a little bit bigger. There we go. Sweet. We'll hit actually get this zombie to chase us in this direction, and then I will show you something else as well. Let's click play. The zombie can see us, and you can see the zombie has actually made its way round to actually chase us around this, and it's not trying to go through it. If we jump on top and get in range again, it'll chase us around there as well. Okay, get in range, and it attacks. Right, so the zombie is actually chasing us around this obstacle. Now, what if this obstacle was actually a wall like this? So obviously the zombie cannot see through this. Let's click play. Oh, actually, let's make this smaller. Do this. So the zombie's not chasing us because obviously it can't see through the wall. But if we go out here, obviously our nav mesh isn't big enough. I can try and actually get away from this zombie. Oh no. Oh no. Make it attack so it actually stops. Right, there we go. Wait, it can't see us. Try and get in range. It can see us. Let's make it a little bit slower actually, because I will actually want to show you what happens when you can hide. Do 300 play. And the zombie is basically just changing and just looking for the last location of us, and it will always basically find us. Right, now, just to hammer this home, let's change this material of this wall to glass. I don't have a glass material, I don't think. How do I add content, start content, which will give us some more materials. And now search for glass like this. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is a glass material. Maybe do statue blocks. You should be able to see this. This is basically a glass material, right? And obviously we can see through it, but the zombie cannot. So this just shows that obviously, even though it's a wall, the spawn sensing isn't working. And there you go. Let's try and get out of range. And now we're out of range and the zombies stop chasing us. Sweet. And let's get chased by 100 zombies in a horde like this. So let's migrate this AI folder, which we had in the project, into this PCG playground one that we made yesterday. So let's just select the content folder, select folder, migrate, and I'm pretty sure that's all we have to do. But I've never done this before, so let's see. PCG playground. Here we are in our PCG playground. So let's try and add zombies. So we just drag this zombie into here like that. As you can see, the pawn sensing and everything is in here. And let's try and click. Let's try and stay out of the side range. Play from here. See if it does anything. Where is zombie? Zombie's there. Hello. I know exactly why. Because we haven't actually got a nav match inside of here. So what we need to do is go to here. We're gonna go to nav mesh sounds volume like this, and where's it go? Sure, straight down that. I'm gonna make it a lot bigger, like something like this. If we just go onto the nav mesh, press P. Press P. This is the area that our zombie can walk into. Let's go play. Have a look around. Where's the zombie? The zombies. And it can chase us. But if we run over here, come on, keep chasing. We go up there. Obviously, can't get us because it cannot jump up and get close to us. So let's add 100 more of these zombies and see what happens. So yeah, let's go back to here. I'm just going to add in a lot more of these zombies. Like this, like this. Just absolutely tank. So this is all the data that's going to be going into this. Right. When we drop in, we have been surrounded by zombies. And let's get them all to attack us. And we're getting absolutely mauled. Sweet, right. I think that's going to do it for this video today. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like because this took ages to do. I hope you learned something new and I'll catch you next time. I'll see you later. See you later.